Welcome to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm your host, Joy Taylor. We've got a packed show today. Skip, Shannon, let's get to it. Let's start with the Cavs. They lost 113-105 in Portland last night. LeBron finished with 35 points and 14 rebounds, but his team has now lost 3 of 4 on their West Coast trip. In the second half, LeBron and Ty Lue got in a heated exchange on the bench. The Vertical's Chris Mannix reported Lue was upset with LeBron's shot selection. The two reportedly also got into it before the incident on the bench. Shannon, is this a big deal or no big deal?
It's not a big deal. It's two very emotional guys coming down the stretch. Normally, coaches that play the game are fiery. They have a very fiery personality, and, you know, hey, they're not going to back down. And but I don't think it was a big deal. I think Bron wanted to come out, and he was just upset that the substitution didn't get in time. But you know how Bron is, Skip. I mean, hey. It is what it is. He's not going to make a big deal out of it. I don't think he was trying to show Ty Lue up. He was like, man, look, I needed a blow. Played 41 minutes last night, tried to do it all, but he wasn't able to bring it home. But I do not think this is a big deal. I know you probably do.
How do you know what?
Because everything that LeBron does, you try to make it a big deal.
Oh, really?
Man crossed the street. Did you see LeBron? He jaywalked.
Really?
Yeah, he didn't.
You know what? You saw him jaywalk the other day in Beverly Hills.
No, he had the cross sign.
Did he?
Yeah, said go.
Yeah, I don't know. That's not what I heard.
That ain't what you heard. I was there. I saw it.
But he's the best player on the planet. So even in Los Angeles, where L.A. is just on its knees, please come,
yeah.
he can get away with jaywalking.
He wasn't jaywalking.
Okay.
Jaywalking is when you cross not at the intersection.
Yes,
but anyway, that's neither here nor there, Skip Bayless. Don't make this out to be a big deal because it wasn't a big deal. Emotional guys. Look, LeBron is dealing with what he's dealing with. No, he's undermanned. Playing the hottest team in the NBA currently. They're on a 11-game win streak. Won 16 of what? They won 17 to 18 at home.
I tried to tell you.
I don't care. Bron could have got a little help last night.
Yeah.
We were talking about that.
He doesn't have enough help now.
Skip, it's not a big deal. It's like you tell me, it's a Thursday night game in March. Talk to me when they're debating, arguing, or whatever you want to do. Have this dust up. When it gets to the playoff and they do this in May, come talk to your boy. Until then, this is a big, fat, whopping, with extra helpings, nothing burger.
Nothing burger.
Yeah.
You like that nothing
I
burger,
do.
don't you?
Yeah.
By the way, just speaking of coach-player clashing, as bad as it gets between Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, you ever seen them yell at each other on the sideline? Just for the record.
Nah.
Just like flat out yell at each other?
But I know Ty Lue ain't tried to go behind his back and try to trade LeBron either,
Okay,
did
well,
you ever notice that, Joy?
Yeah, that's a good point. Touche. So, to me, as you predicted, I do think this is a big deal that could get a whole lot bigger because, bottom line, Ty Lue had the guts, and this took some guts, to call out, to stand up to potentially show up the best player in the NBA, says LeShannon Sharp,
says everybody,
on the bench in front of the rest of the team. I got to tell you, that's a big deal because clearly I've said that Ty Lue is on the hot seat as the assistant coach of this team, and now the assistant coach has called out the head coach down the bench, and they're going back and forth. I'm talking about LeBron James, who clearly coaches this team.
No, he doesn't.
And
Stop
we know
saying that.
Once upon a time, LeBron did get rid of another assistant coach named David Blatt, and I think he likes Ty Lue a lot more than he liked David Blatt personally. But somebody's going to have to pay because the new Cavaliers, after those boom, boom, boom trade deadline deals that turned the whole season around, the new Cavs have now plummeted to 7-7. So somebody's going to have to pay for this because on this road trip that you predicted 4-2
I
on,
did.
Yeah, they're now 2-3 with one game left at Chicago, which they should win.
We gonna win.
Okay, well,
Can I get a do?
No, yeah, I'll just give it right back to you on that one. But I do think there were some interesting and significant flashpoints that occurred between Ty Lue and LeBron James because this is rare for the best player on the planet. Into the third quarter, it's 1:26 remaining, and Portland is starting to edge away. Portland has created a 10-point lead, and LeBron, if we could see it, gets stuck. He gets stymied. He gets defended right here, and there's nowhere to go, and there's nowhere to go. So he just says, I'm going to shoot it. and he shot an air ball, as we saw, but he gets called for traveling because he clearly switched his pivot feet, and the ref just said, "I'm sorry, LeBron. I just got to call this one." LeBron's like, "Really? Seriously? It's me. It's LeBron James."
Yeah.
So that's the first one. And then Portland goes down and misses, and LeBron gets the rebound. There's the step back, fall away, travel. And Portland goes the other way and misses, and LeBron gets the rebound, and here he comes, up the court, and he launches. Whoop, LeBrick.
We was trying to get a 3 for 1.
Okay, 3 for 1 at the end of the quarter. Ty Lue didn't like the first one, and he really, really, really did not like the second one, and he's given LeBron the business about it from the bench, and they're going back and forth near the end of the quarter.
Right.
Then the quarter ends, and it's time for LeBron to rest, and so they have to go face-to-face, and it got a little dicey, man. I mean, they were going at it pretty hard, don't you think?
Yeah, I didn't really like the shot. But I think LeBron wanted to get out because if you notice, he's like, get in. He was telling Holland to get in here. He needed to blow. Skip, he had played come on now. I understand that he's Iron Man and he's played 15 years and he hasn't missed a game. Think about that. Let that sink in. In year 15, he's playing in all the games, and he's playing exceptionally well. Mm-hmm. So even if Ty Lue did, hey, Bron, we can't have that shot. We're already undermanned. They're pounding us on the boards.
Yep.
We can't have that bad shot. So even if he did tell LeBron, that's not the shot that we want, I have no problem with that.
Yep.
But it's not a big deal.
Yep. So here's my big picture takeaway from the game you lost last night.
I didn't lose it. Portland won it.
Portland won it.
Yeah, give them credit.
Yeah, Portland won it even though, hold on just a second. Let me just make sure about this. So C.J. McCollum goes 3 for 10 from 3, and Damian Lillard goes 1 for 8. If my math is correct, that's 4 for 18 from the two snipers on the other team who usually just shoot you out of the gym in their building, where they're shooting almost 40% from 3 as a twosome, and the team is shooting 39% from 3.
Yeah.
And they go 4 for 18, and you still can't win the game?
Can you if you don't mind at home, because the people don't have the shot sheet that you and I have, can you tell them how many points Rodney Hood scored?
Rodney Hood is on a minutes restriction because he's nicked.
Hell, it looked like he was on a point restriction because he got 5. Okay, what about George Hill? Is he on a minute restriction?
No, he's not. But did George Hill not make a big shot at the end of the game?
We're talking about one shot. The man played, hold on, let me make sure I get this right. George Hill played 35 minutes. He got 8 points. And you're talking about a shot. Can you tell the people at home what JR did? He played 27-18. Tell them what JR did.
You tell them.
3 points.
Yeah.
So, and you wonder why,
I thought you liked JR now. Yesterday you're on the bandwagon.
Skip.
Huh?
Hold on.
Tonight.
No.
He comes, he goes.
Oh, no. You saw what happened. The guy misses 2 free throws.
Yep.
He bull jiving down at the other end, and C.J. McCollum sneaks in the corner and jacks up a 3. And then he's right there like, what happened? What happened is that you bull jive, and that's what happened. So he's not playing. They're going to have to make some serious decisions this offseason about Mr. J.R. Smith.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Yeah.
All of a sudden he's up, and then he's out, right? Completely out.
Has J.R. lived up to the $16 million per year this year,
I don't
Skip
know.
Bayless?
Sometimes. I'd still want him in the postseason. I would.
Oh, you would?
So let's talk about your man, LeBron James.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
He had a vintage LeBron James kind of night because for much of the night, he was spectacularly great. And I don't throw that
all
word around
of the
loose.
night.
Not all. Oh, yeah. Wait until I get into what I'm getting into because that's wrong. So he had many great moments, and he had some really ugly, awful moments in this game that helped lose the game, and he doesn't have enough help right now. I'll give you that. But 35 points, 14 rebounds. That's
sensational.
Dunk of the year, posterized Nurkic. We're going to talk about it in just a moment.
Yeah.
Rate it. And he made a fall-away jumper at halftime. At the halftime buzzer, did LeBron James. It was big time, man. It was like, dare I say, it was Jordan-esque. It was Michael at his best.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yet, then you look harder at the box score and you see LeBron had 6 turnovers, but worse, he had 5 turnovers in the second half. That will not fly. And LeBron James last night went 4 of 9 from the free throw line. That just won't work.
No.
And by the way, there was one free throw that really, I thought they were going to get back in the game with about 6.5 minutes to go because He made a drive shot off the glass because nobody can stop him from getting off the glass. And then he takes a free throw with about 6.5 minutes left. It goes up, and he almost shot an air ball free throw at 6.5. And I thought, oh, that's it. They're done. Of course, I'm rooting for Portland at that moment.
Of course you are.
Yeah,
Imagine that.
I had a case of dew on Portland. I don't even like Portland. I'm rooting for them like a madman. I don't know who I am.
You should have been rooting for the Cavaliers
Yeah.
because it would help your case with the San Antonio Spurs.
Okay.
But that just goes to show you you are a bigger outspoken critic of LeBron than you are a supporter of the Spurs.
My Spurs are not going to make the playoffs.
Good, I'm glad. They
Done.
shouldn't.
And even if they did make the playoffs without Kawhi Leonard, what are they going to do?
Whoa.
Get embarrassed in the first round in 4 games? What do I want to watch that for?
Because I want to see you and George researcher Ashley suffer.
Oh, okay, great. So, to finish off what happens to your man LeBron James, then George Hill does hit the shot of the night for the Cavaliers. He hits a 3 with 3 minutes left that cuts it to 3. And I'm saying, oh my God, they're going to pull this off. And then go down to the other end, and Aminu Acid, that's what I call him because he is acid, man. Mm-hmm. He just goes up cold-blooded and just drains a 3 that all of a sudden jumps it back to 6. And I'm thinking still, it feels like the Cavs have the momentum, and they come down at the other end, and LeBron throws the worst pass you'll ever see him throw. Just a lifeless, careless, cross-court pass that just gets picked off. And I'm saying, LeBron, what are you doing? Like, this is just... What is that? I mean, it doesn't even have a chance. It's like, what are you doing? I'm sure Ty Lue is saying, what are you doing? So you have a chance to go there. And then, of course, they still hang in. There it is again. They still hang in. And with 30 seconds left, still a lot of time in an NBA game, LeBron James has a chance to cut it to 3 again.
Mr. Bunny.
And he misses the bunny. And that's the ball game. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, do me. Do me. Thank you.
Are you proud
Thank
of
you
yourself?
very much. Yeah. Do me. Way to go.
Look, the thing is, the 5 turnovers, Skip, you know he was pressing. I mean, think about this. When was the last time LeBron had 22, 6, and 1? When have you ever seen him have a stat line like that? 1 assist, which lets you know that the guys aren't making shots. And the only reason that they're in this ball game is because LeBron was in his bag last night, early and often.
You like that new phrase.
Yeah. He just pulling out stuff, Joe. He's like, hey, watch this turnaround at the buzzer. Yeah. And then another one. Dream shake. That running left hand off the back.
Is that what he said?
Yeah. Oh, man. Oh, that's the sound effects.
So
really?
He used all his tricks before.
No. Skip, the man had 14 rebounds.
Yeah.
Yet they still was out rebounded by 16. Second chance points. Portland had 20. They had 4. You're not beating a team that's as hot as they are. The Portland Trailblazers. If you get out-rebounded by 16, think about this.
Even if their 2 guards go 4 for 18?
But if you don't mind, tell them how many points the guards have. 29 and 24.
Yeah, but what's lethal in that building, what just gets you up and out of there real quick, is when they start raining 3s on you, because the crowd goes berserk. And Cleveland had chances late. They were in this game.
And Kyle Korver had one. You see Kyle Korver 3 that went round and round the rim like a free throw? Oh, he spit it out. Because if we'd have got that one down, it'd have been over.
That hurt you, didn't
it?
it?
Yeah, it did. It hurt. Yeah, like jumping on a bike without the seat. Well, maybe not that much, but
that really hurt.
Yeah. But I tell you what, but I think LeBron James proved it to everyone last night.
Yeah.
There is no doubt. Everybody that was in that building, they've seen them all come there. They've seen James Harden. They've seen Kevin Durant. They've seen Anthony Davis. I think you poll everybody that was in that building last night, they will tell you the best player on the planet is LeBron James.
Really?
35, 14, and 6. And the only reason that they had a chance was because of him. Jeff Green is playing the 5 spot at 6'8", guarding a 7'1". But after LeBron, Skip, did you see him? It's the homegoing service of one Yusef Nurkic. LeBron did it to him. LeBron. That was in my soul. And then everybody on Twitter, they want to pretend all them jokers following me, going to pretend like they ain't see nothing. Now, when somebody dunk on LeBron, they like, Ash Shadow Sharp, did you see this? Ain't nobody want to say nothing to me last night.
Wait a second. The jokers who are following you?
Yeah, jokers.
What are you talking about?
Because here's the thing. When somebody can make a half-court shot, and LeBron on the bench, why didn't LeBron stop that? But last night, when he, born in 94, died in 2018, Skip, you hate that. Skip. Was he doing it last night, Skip? Just give the man a little credit. Was he doing it last night?
He did. He shot 4 for 9 from the free throw line, which is sort of typical LeBron.
Okay,
But
what
that's
did you what did you shoot from the field?
1 for 4 from 3. At least he didn't take very many.
Hold on, Skip. See, that's what you do. You always.
Oh.
I love how you point to you love pointing to the 3-point shot when it's LeBron James. But see, I didn't say nothing about Lonzo. Discount Steph is like 3 for 42 from the 3-point line.
That's Lonzo for those of you.
Oh, yeah. Discount Steph, Lonzo Ball.
Yeah.
But
you should give a thank you to your
No, that's
Twitter
mine.
followers.
Oh, that's mine.
Oh, that's yours?
That's mine.
Because you have adopted it.
Oh, no. I keep these jokes.
You have
I got 1,000.
borrowed it.
I got 1,000 jokes,
Yep.
Skip. I'm on number 17.
Co-opted it.
No. Skip, why you don't want to give me no? Look, I'm talking about LeBron. I'm not talking about anybody
So am
else.
I.
This is LeBron.
Yeah.
35, 14, and 6, played 41 minutes.
And then what did he say after the game? What did he say? What did he do once again?
Whoa. He said they're going to remember.
No, not that one. We'll talk about that.
What did he say?
He reached once again for your least favorite excuse. He went with the injury excuse. He said, it's been a long time since I haven't been able to play with an all-star.
Yeah.
There's no Kevin Love.
No Kevin Love.
Okay? And then he just extolled the virtues of one Kevin Love, who's usually the scapegoat on this team because he comes up small when you need him most and he misses too many
Kevin
shots.
normally plays well
Yeah.
when he's the second option, and he was playing really, really well this year early on until somebody, you know who, I don't want to call no name, 5 foot 8.5 inch,
Yeah.
but he's no longer with this team. He plays for the Lakers.
The
we're
guy who's
number 3.
lighting it up for the Lakers.
Oh, I don't know I don't know what he's doing. I don't watch the Lakers anymore. But anyway, as I was saying, so we know what we don't know. We hope, we think, but we don't know when Kevin Love gets back, what they're going to be. Because guess what? That will be lineup 717. So we don't know. We don't know who's going to be the starters. We don't know who's going to be the first 2 off the bench. But I still don't fear anything in the East because I still got that guy. And he's playing better and better and better.
The reason you don't fear anything in the East is because now Danny Ainge says Kyrie might need a little more cleanup surgery on his knee. I don't even know if Kyrie's going to be able to play the rest of this year.
What that got to do with us?
A whole lot?
Am I supposed
like
to?
you don't have to deal with him in the postseason?
Deal with it. We'll deal with it.
On your cakewalk
Been dealt
to
with.
the East?
Have you seen us in 2 or 3 games? He's been dealt with.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are consequences, the repercussions for doing what he did. You leave us, we punish you.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
That's
I
my
think
grandma
his
used to say.
team has been punished by the injury gods because
No.
there's no Gordon Hayward, there's no Marcus Smart, there's no Daniel Tice.
Ain't nobody-
Well, who else can they lose? Kyrie is out.
Who told Marcus
It's
Smart?
over. It's over in the
Who
East.
told Marcus Smart to snatch a picture off the wall in the hotel room?
I don't know.
Okay, then. So
I don't know, but he's hurt and you're blessed. That's what the injury
don't do-
god said. Let there be LeBron again in the
Don't
East.
do that, Skip.
And did you hear the news?
What's the news?
In Oakland, California, Kevin Durant's got some kind of cracked rib now. So all 4 of the All-Stars are fighting injury
he ain't
issues.
nothing but ribs.
Huh?
He ain't nothing
I
but
know.
ribs.
Well, there's-
Dude 7 foot tall, weigh 114 pounds.
There's not a lot of meat on that bone.
No.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so maybe a bone's hairline fractured. I don't know what it is.
That
They
ain't
said
that serious.
Well, whatever. Okay, but I think Steph's ankle is pretty serious. That's what I think.
Yeah,
And I think
I would agree. I would agree with that.
and Clay's broken thumb is pretty serious.
The thumb could be a problem
Yep.
because it's his right thumb and he's a right-handed shooting player.
Totally
so
agree.
that could be an issue.
And Draymond's got about 3 different things wrong with him, but I assume he will just sit out and heal up and he'll be okay when it's time to play.
I'm not worried about them. I'm talking about LeBron. We're talking about last night and what
Is
transpired.
he healthy now? LeBron? He's as healthy as they come, right? He is Iron Man.
Yeah.
So he's reaching for injury excuses
No,
for the
he-
Cavaliers when all these guys are going to come back. Kevin Love's going to be back in, what, a week or so?
Okay.
Larry Nance will be okay.
Okay.
Tristan Thompson will be back.
Okay, what do we expect from a guy that's been away from 9 weeks? How long is it going to take him to get his conditioning? How long is it going to take him to get his rhythm and to get back reintegrated and playing with these guys? Tristan Thompson, really?
Yep.
Coming
So-
back to do what?
I don't know what he usually does.
No. He hasn't done that this year.
Yeah.
I know what he usually does, but I know what he hasn't done since he got that money.
So he can come off the bench. He'll be your
And
seventh
do
or
what?
8th man. He'll go in there and scratch and claw and
Really?
battle.
So when was he going to start doing that?
Well, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, me either. I don't know either.
You've been raving about Larry Nance Jr.
Oh,
He's the new Tristan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But
Okay, so you got it.
he's
You're good.
injured.
You're covered.
I'm raving about him when he's in the game because he hustles, hard picks, he plays D. What's the rave about? He's on the sideline. Tristan hasn't played well all year.
So, when Shannon Sharpe was a Hall of Fame football player, there's no way he would ever reach for the injury excuse. It just doesn't play. Not from his locker. You're not going to hear that after a game.
Well, I mean, if we're missing John, TD, Ed,
okay.
now we talking about something.
Oh, yeah.
But long as we just, if one of them awake, we're going to make this thing happen. We're going to do what we do.
It is unbecoming for the best player on the planet and the guy that you say is the left face on Mount Rushmore.
No, I say he's working to be.
Oh, he's working
Yeah,
toward
right
it.
now,
But
he's.
you made the case he's now better than Michael Jordan, just statistically somehow better. I don't know what
The man is still building his house. He's still building this
his house.
Yeah,
but it is so
casa.
unbecoming. It is so beneath his dignity.
No, it's not.
To reach for the injury excuse on a Thursday night in Portland once again. Just let it go. You're going to be okay. You don't think Golden State's got injury excuses? Boston, you better believe, has injury excuses. Those teams have a right.
Oh, LeBron doesn't.
Yeah.
LeBron doesn't
He's
have
going to
that.
be fine.
Well, you said you were shutting down the excuse machine when
Yeah,
all the
yeah,
trades
yeah.
happen.
Okay.
But he didn't make an excuse. He
So
said that.
is LeBron blocked from your restaurant? I mean, he's just banned. He just
No,
can't even
Spurs
come
are.
in. Well, that's fine. That's fine. They never wanted to go there in the first
Oh,
place.
maybe Shannon's selling appetizers of dunks and stats now at the
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Is that how it works?
LeBron come to my restaurant and get on that vibranium.
Really?
You get on that vibranium, you know what happened.
I've wondered about that.
No, don't wonder.
I do wonder
Don't
about
wonder.
vibranium.
In 20 years,
I don't
in
know.
five years, when he
Yeah.
has 40,000, 10 and 10.
Yeah.
Did
So
you
he's-
finally see the movie so you know what they're talking about now?
Yeah. Yeah, I got
And,
it.
another two
So
or
at
three
your restaurant,
championships.
you just let him come to cocktail hour and have some
Yeah, right.
hors d'oeuvres or whatever.
First Friday.
Stats.
First Friday.
Yeah. He can have a stat. He can have a dunk.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
No mercy.
Mike Giardi from NBC Sports Boston reports that there is more tension in the Patriots organization. He says Bill Belichick is making some Patriots players such as Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski, quote, miserable, and they don't feel appreciated. And it all stems from Belichick taking away access to Brady's trainer, Alex Guerrero. Shannon, how will this play out?
It's going to play out like it always plays out. Coach Belichick isn't going to change. Coach Belichick has been there now since 2000, so 19 years. It's hard for me to believe that he's changed one bit since he's got there, considering the amount of success this organization has enjoyed.
Yep.
They made it abundantly clear. It's not no players, it's players. It's two. It's Gronk and Tom Brady. And they're upset about losing access. Well, not them losing access. Guerrero, which is the doctor that treats both of them, losing access to the building. They're saying to Coach Belichick, the sacrifices that we make, we're able to go out there and perform at a high level. At least you should be malleable, bendable, and let him come in and work on us here. Coach Belichick, we can make it about a Guerrero skip, but we know what this is really about. Coach Belichick's still upset. Robert Kraft, Mr. Kraft, made him get rid of Jimmy G. So he's like, okay, Tom, I got something for you. Since you want to go up there stairs and cry, talk about, Coach Belichick doesn't like me, he don't take me to lunch, and you wanted Jimmy G out, Guerrero gonna lose his access. And if you want to see him, you will go there. So there'll be no readily accessible access to this young man. So if you want to go see him, get in your car, go 10 minutes away, the Patriot Way down there, because he's got an office, because he no longer has an office here. That's what this is about, Skip. We've always thought, everybody thought that the Patriots players were somewhat robotic and rehearsed. They gave you the same basic standard answer. 15 guys interviewed, you got 15 of the very, very same answers. And when anyone deviated from that, ask Wes Welker what would happen. When he says not to talk about Rex Ryan in the situation with, and he was like, oh, I don't know, we got to put one foot in front of the other. I don't know, I got to stick my toe in the water. So, okay, your head hard, Wes. He didn't start, what was a series or maybe the first couple of series. But anyway, Skip, this is what this is about. Now, all of a sudden, as much as they've won, we've never heard, had they not lost the Super Bowl, I don't believe this would have been a problem, Skip. because we didn't hear it last year. I'm sure Coach Belichick has done some things, be it run plays over again or come in earlier or stay later. There's some things that coaches always do that tick players off. But if you're winning, you take it. Now, all of a sudden, the one time, Skip, think about this. As much as they want, just in the last 2-3 years, now this is a problem. Man, they need to stop. Gronk is complaining about he wants more money. That's what Gronk's about.
But he's a Guerrero guy also.
Absolutely. But I tell you what, he's like, hey, give me $13-14 million like you play these top receivers, and I don't have no problem getting in my truck driving down the way to see Guerrero. That's what this is about. Coach Belichick is not going to change, so they might as well just suck it up and deal with it.
Really?
Yeah, deal with it. I'm Team Woody.
I've been saying all this past football season, Belichick, Brady, Belichick are at quiet war. And clearly at the trade deadline, the biggest battle of the war was lost by Coach Belichick. And I think if I'm Robert Kraft, I'm looking at Coach Belichick as a looming problem because I'm not sure where his emotions in his head are because clearly he's at cross purposes with the Patriots because I'm pretty sure Coach Belichick is not going to love it if Tom Brady keeps succeeding in spite of him. So it looked like in the Super Bowl, he just said, I think I'm not going to play Malcolm Butler. And if I'm Robert Kraft, I'm thinking, why wouldn't he play Malcolm Butler? Is it possible that he wanted to give up 41 points so Tom Brady wouldn't win a sixth Super Bowl and make him look even worse? And now it comes down to Alex Guerrero. And let's think about this for a second. The trainer, and again, I'm not saying he's the greatest trainer ever. All that matters, as you well know, is what you believe as a football player. And Tom Brady believes with all his heart and soul that Robert Guerrero has prolonged his career and will allow him his training methods, Far Eastern training methods. I don't know if they work or not, but they work for Brady. That's all I know for a fact because they keep working and keep him healthy. And they're going to allow him, according to Tom Brady, to play until he's 45 years of age. So that's the guy, that's the quote-unquote savior of this franchise who Bill Belichick has banned from the premises. Wow. So I love Tom versus time because there were a lot of between-the-lines shots taken, I thought, at one Bill Belichick.
Well, it ain't no quiet war.
It's still a little quiet, but could we see one scene from episode 5? There were 6 episodes, but in episode 5, we got to see Tom Brady up in it looked like it was his suite. It's empty. It's like in the morning, one morning after a game. And he's up in his suite because he's trying to sneak around and find a place to work with Robert Guerrero in Gillette Stadium.
Just go home.
Tom Brady is sneaking up to his suite one morning and with the portable massage table, they're pulling it back around the corner, out of sight, where they can set up a little, as Tom calls it, a little treatment room. And Guerrero's laughing out loud at, oh my goodness, what are we having to do here?
Skip, the man got 30,000 square foot. He couldn't go to his home. Guerrero doesn't have a vehicle.
This is the man who was on his way to winning NFL MVP at age 40, and he has to sneak around in a stadium that he at least, it's maybe not the house that Tom built, but it's a stadium that he had a lot to do with, right?
Yeah.
It came soon after the Tuck rule and all that. But again, is he not the king of this house?
Skip.
And he has to sneak around to find a place to train?
Look at Coach Belichick's face. Does that look like a face that cared that Tom Brady got to sneak around and find a treatment room? No, he does not. So if you think Coach Belichick is going to change, you can go to crowd of Mr. Kraft all you want to. Alex Guerrero not getting that access.
Okay. And then what happened in episode 6? It opens up with, goes in depth with a lot of shots. So it's got the right thing.
Yeah, he took a shot at me.
Yeah, took a shot at you because that was a deep old gash right there at the base of the right thumb on the throwing hand.
All I said, it was a nothing burger.
Yeah.
Coach Belichick said the man didn't have open heart surgery. I'm from a distance. I said, okay, maybe it's not as serious. Okay, maybe he did something to his thumb. I don't think it's anything. Coach Belichick was there. Coach Belichick got an opportunity. He said
after the AFC Championship game in which Tom played, and obviously in the fourth quarter played really well, Bill Belichick said after the game to the media, he's a tough guy. We all know that. But we're not talking about open heart surgery here.
I want to know why wasn't that
Well, I mean, isn't there a scale between a nothing burger and an open heart surgery?
No. Okay, got a splinter. I stubbed my toe.
Okay, but seriously, obviously it's not open heart surgery, but the quarterback equivalent of playing an AFC championship game with a big gash, which required, he said, 12 stitches, but it was deep and dark and ugly, and they were trying to acupuncture.
And he lied about how it happened. So that's what Coach Belichick's upset about.
You don't know that he lied. You suspect that he lied, and you could be right about that, but that's not the point. The point is, it did happen, and Belichick discounted it and then went on WEEI in Boston on his weekly radio hit that he does the next day and says it was a lot more media circus than a football crisis.
Yeah.
Really?
And Tom kept bringing it up.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, I didn't know if I was going to be able to play. I thought my career was over. Is this how it's going to end? Is my season coming to end?
You know what's funny, Joy?
Field?
Every time he speaks, because he just spills Brady hate, I feel like I'm listening to off-camera Belichick. It's like Shannon Belichick is sitting right here because you're speaking exactly the way I believe Belichick speaks off camera, privately.
Coach Belichick said, I about had enough of you, Tom Brady.
Well,
and
he
you know
has.
what? After
he has.
Next year, he said, I'm about to dip.
Okay, well, is he?
Yeah.
Okay, if I'm Robert Kraft, and again, Bill Belichick is obviously a great coach, just the way Tom's a great quarterback. But if I'm having to weigh it, you already chose the quarterback once.
Yeah, okay.
Should you choose him for good?
Yeah, the likelihood. Okay, let's just say for the sake of argument.
Yeah.
Who can withstand longer? Can Tom Brady play longer than Coach Belichick can coach?
He cannot.
Okay, then.
Obviously.
So you'd be crazy.
But who is more valuable? It's
Coach
Brady
Belichick.
times 10.
Coach
times
Belichick.
10.
Coach
Come on.
Belichick.
You know it, and I know it.
Tom Brady ain't
and
selected
Robert
a player.
Kraft knows it.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, Tom Brady made Bill Belichick.
No, he didn't.
He was 5-11 that first year in New England, and then they were 0-2 when Tom Brady fell out of the sky.
Belichick could have cut him, and who knows what would have happened.
Yep. Well, who knows? What,
Exactly.
You think they would have won, 7 Super Bowls without him?
We don't know. Coach Belichick was just trying to win one.
Yeah.
To show his greatness.
Yeah, Drew Bledsoe was going to lead them to
I ain't
7
talking about,
Super
I'm
Bowls.
talking about Jimmy G.
Oh, Jimmy G. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll never know. Maybe we'll find out in San Francisco, and he's off to a rip-roaring start. Is Jimmy G in San Francisco?
And they make it seem like they're about to have a mutiny in the locker room, like it's like 25 players. No, it's 2 players. You and I both know that, Skip Bayless, and we know Coach Belichick has been the way he is since he's been there.
It is the 2 players.
So, no.
Okay, so what do you want to do? Cut Tom Brady?
No, we're not going to cut it. We tried to get rid of him
So now you're you're on Belichick's
Yeah,
team?
I'm Coach you know I'm Team Belichick. I don't know why you talking. But anyway, this is the way it's going to be.
Okay.
Now, you got 2 choices. Like my grandfather used to tell my aunts. They tell him what a bad dad he is. He wouldn't let him go out. He said, don't grumble and stay. He said, don't tell me how bad I am and what an SOB I am. Get your own place. Tom Brady, Gronk, you don't like it here? Go somewhere else.
You know what? If I'm Robert Kraft, I'm going to say this again. I would think hard about getting rid of Coach Belichick. It's the wrong time to do it because there's no, obviously, all the best young coaches. Everybody's taking.
Oh, you got Josh McDaniels.
You could elevate. You could do that. You could just try to go forward with him. I don't know. It'd be scary.
Yeah, it's going to be scary. Because you know what? You might name him the head coach and he declined that and go somewhere else. He's more than capable of it.
Another shot at Josh McDaniels.
A little animal. You know what kind of animal I'm talking about. Starts with a W.
Who's the greatest quarterback ever?
Joe Montana.
Oh, we're back to that. We're back to that.
Hold up. 4-0. How can I say somebody's the best when they lost 3 Super Bowls?
Well, you already said you volunteered
Lost one to a backup and 2 to Eli.
You volunteered to me ahead of last year's Super Bowl, the Atlanta Super Bowl, that it clearly is Tom Brady now. He is clearly proven he's the greatest quarterback ever. That's you saying
When he goes against us, I have to deduct him some points. You can't go against the head coach. You got to be lock, stock, and barrel with the head coach like LeBron is.
There you go.
No mercy.
Colin Kaepernick had a 90-minute private workout in the Houston area yesterday. Some media was there, but no NFL team reps attended. Kaepernick is still a free agent after not playing last season. Fellow free agent Eric Reid is also unsigned. He was the first player to kneel with Kaepernick when they were 49er teammates. Yesterday, Reid tweeted that his protest is keeping him unsigned. We're joined by Rob Parker. Welcome, Rob. Good morning.
What's happening? Good morning, everybody.
First, Shannon, what's your reaction?
Well, I'm glad to see Cap not give these teammates an excuse because all you can hope for, Skip, is that if you get a call, hopefully he would have a workout and ask some of the teams to come out and take a look at him and to see that he still can throw the ball, he still can move, and he can make all the throws that an NFL quarterback could make. I think with the protests starting, we don't hear about it a whole lot now. Obviously, he gets on the team, it's going to strike again, it's going to come up again. But I think he's made it clear that he's not going to be kneeling. He's past that. Now he's on to the next step of what he started kneeling for. And so I'm glad he's not giving these teams any excuse. Eric Reed, I think he understands this is the price that protest. You're understanding, you're seeing what Colin Kaepernick went through last year, that when you step out like this, there's probably going to be ramifications that come along with what you did. Now, Eric Reed is 26 years old. He's gone to the Pro Bowl before. It's hard for me to believe that a 26-year-old Pro Bowl safety can't find employment. Now, it's early in the free agent process, so we'll see how this plays out as we go along. But I don't. Maybe he is surprised, but I don't think he should be, considering that he was the first guy, as Joy had in the read, that kneeled alongside Colin Kaepernick. He's the guy that's kept it going once Colin Kaepernick was removed from the NFL. So I'm not surprised. Maybe he is, but this early in the process. He's 26. He has pedigree. He's gone to the Pro Bowl. So we'll see how it plays out as we move down the road. But I'm glad Colin Kaepernick is up throwing, and hopefully someone gives him an opportunity, because we've seen them bring guys that hadn't played quarterback in 3-4 years out of retirement. So we'll see how that plays out.
I'm with you. I'm glad that he hasn't let his dream of playing football die and just say, hey, I'm giving up.
Right.
They've taken all the life out of me, by not giving me an opportunity, so I'm just going to cave in, and I'm not going to do it. So if you're right, stay ready, have some footage of you throwing a football, whatever, and then they could come take a look at you. So I love that. The Reed thing, I'm with you on that as well. Something, if you put your finger on it, you probably have to wash it, because he's too young and has played well enough that he still should have a job in this league. There are guys who are with teams who are, ranked by Football Focus, worse than he is, and they're still with teams. So you got to look at that and figure out that maybe it does have something to do with it. It's hard to totally discount that. Yes, it is early. The other part, though, I think is weird is other guys who did protest are employed, have moved around other teams.
Michael Bennett.
I mean, Michael Bennett to me is probably the biggest one, because here are the Eagles who had a couple of guys, right? Jenkins and Long, right? They won the Super Bowl. They had a number of guys, and they're bringing in another guy who was a part of the protest, and they're saying, we don't care about that.
Yeah.
We're trying to win football. We want to repeat. We want to win again. It's about, to me, because it is about players and whether or not they can play or not. You can do all the other stuff. If a guy can't play, then all that other stuff becomes an issue.
Right.
If you can play and help and contribute, I don't know if it's as big. And again, I do believe it is an ownership thing more than a GM thing.
Right.
Because the GMs work for the owners.
Right.
Yep.
So they already know where their owner's coming from. They're not going to go upset the apple cart, and then they're out of a job.
Right.
So I get that. But I do think it's sad that these guys are still being punished for doing what I believe is their right as an American citizen, and I don't see anything wrong with it. I still believe that they have a right to do it, whether at a workplace or not.
To your point about how many others protested and still have good jobs, see Michael Bennett, the flashpoint, the focal point were these two, Colin number one and Eric sort of with him.
Yep.
And that's the lingering image from the original shock value protest.
Yep.
That was the one that hit home with everybody across this country. And remember, it's still Eric Reed who clashed with a Malcolm Jenkins, who was the leader of the
Players
Coalition. And even today, or yesterday, Eric is talking about how Malcolm Jenkins basically, I'm paraphrasing it, but he sold them out. He wasn't with what they did, that they went ahead and sort of, in his words, caved in. And
Well, they took the
accepted
NFL money.
They took the money and gave up.
Right.
Said, okay, we've done enough. Well, I'm going to say it again one more time, and you're so right. In the history of this country, any protest of this magnitude had ramifications. Prices got paid. But it also had national impact. Again, I'm speaking from my side of the table over here, but what I saw and felt during those early days, it opened eyes of people of all color across this country. So they're going to go down in history, Colin more than Eric, but Eric was part of this.
He'll be on the right side of history when it's all done.
They will be on the right side. And Colin Kaepernick did something that had to get done, and it had, via a sports figure, it had national impact that I think touched a whole lot of people of all colors and just opened hearts, minds, eyes. It worked.
It did.
Okay, but now now comes the price. Now the fallout comes. Right. And I feel sorry for Colin, and I'm still a little baffled and frustrated. And you and I went through this at the end of the year, we're going back to early last football season.
To the beginning of it, yeah.
Yeah, because John Wooten of the Fritz Pollard organization is saying, hey, I can get him a job, but we just need him to speak, because the owners want to know, what's he about now? What's he doing? And Colin wouldn't speak, and I don't know why. So now his trainer has posted a little video of him throwing to a solo receiver just to, I guess it's, and I'm sure Colin signed off on it. Do you think he endorsed it? I assume he did, or the trainer would be out of a job, right? But the message is, hey, I'm still here. I still look good. I'm sure he does. I'm still training hard. I'm still ready. And it's a little sad to me because they know that. They get that. They want to know what's in your heart right now. What are you about? And Colin's point was, through back channels, well, I should be above that. I shouldn't have to sort of stoop to have to explain myself. But it was such a powerful statement he made that some owners, backward thinking as they might be, they were just saying, hey, can we talk to him? Can we get a feel for him? You know.
Well, here's the thing, Skip. You did something that was so unconventional on the job. You might have to do something unconventional to get a job.
That is correct.
Skip, when I got let go, I'm flying here to Fox on my dime, meeting with the higher-ups to say I want to do something. Had no idea you would ever come here. I'm flying my dime, putting myself up into the hotel. I shouldn't have to do that. My work I was on air for 10 years.
10 years.
My work should
CBS,
speak, speak for itself. But okay, no. To get back in, I got to show I'm willing to work.
You're not groveling. You're not crawling. You just
I would like
to do that
because they want to hear. Okay, Shannon. Well, if we do this, are you willing to work every day? Are you willing to work an hour, 2 hours a day? Yes. Are you willing to move? Are you willing to move your family cross country? We know you live in Atlanta. Absolutely. But Skip, I think what he's also done, if you look at what's transpired with the Parkland shooter, we see kids walking out of school. They say we won't change. We see in West Virginia, the teachers say, I'm not going back to school. I want a 5% pay raise. They weren't boycotting the kids. They wanted.
Absolutely. 100%.
They said we deserve more.
But what do? It's got to be en masse. That's the only way you make change, and you just saw it when you do it en masse. The NFL players I've always have so much power.
They have more than they think.
But they don't realize what they need to do to really. It just takes one or two. Not you don't have to wreck the whole season. But you could show a sign of solidarity that we're not going to accept this. I just look at it that other unions, especially like the baseball players union. Do you remember when A-Rod was trying to broker a deal to go to Boston before the Yankees?
Give back money.
And give back money. What did the union say?
No, you
not what? No, it's not happening. It will never happen, and we won't allow it to happen. And what happened? It didn't happen.
Colin had a big impact. But if more guys would have taken the stance, because when these kids, now if two or three kids walk out, they're probably going to suspend them. Yeah. But when you got 50,000 or 60,000, 100,000,
you can't do it.
You can't suspend all of them.
And if that had happened, Colin might still have a job.
Well, and it wouldn't have to be the whole season. All they had to do was enough players say, we're not going to participate. Just one game. He can't get a job?
Well,
all these other guys?
To me, the time to do that was after the SOB comments.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. That wasn't.
And that didn't happen.
No.
Not enough.
No, it should have been everyone.
No, they joined arms. They linked up. They were showing solidarity. For what?
But that was about Trump, and it wasn't about what Kaepernick was doing, and that was a problem with that.
Right.
Well, that happened.
Shifted the narrative.
Right.
Yeah, and as far as Eric Reed goes, Pro Football Focus ranked him 30th out of 120 qualifying safeties. So
he should have a
job. It is
job.
Early. He will get a job, or some teams are going to have some explaining to do for sure.
Now, when you flew here for Fox, did you use Marriott points to stay at the hotel, or did you pay for the room?
I paid for it right over here at the Intercontinental.
Is that right?
Flying first, too.
Did you really?
Yeah, I won't play.
I would have used miles and points.
I have. Here's the thing, though. I have miles. I'm saving them.
What are you saving them for?
I'm going to heaven.
You gonna need all of them?
All of them.
Rob, thanks for joining us.
No mercy.
Richard Sherman was released last week by the Seahawks and then signed with the 49ers. He said it was, quote, vengeful to sign with San Francisco so he could play the Seahawks twice a year. Now he's taking shots at Pete Carroll, saying his coaching style is better for college football. Let's take a listen.
It was kind of philosophical on his part. You know, a lot of us have been there for 6, 7, 8 years, and his philosophy is more built for college. You know, you get 4 years, guys rotate in, rotate out. And so, you know, we had kind of heard all the stories. We had kind of heard all this, you know, every story, every funny anecdote that he had. And, you know, and honestly, because he just recycles them. And they're cool stories, and they're great for team chemistry and building, et cetera. But we had literally heard them all. We could recite them before you even start to say them.
We're joined by Fox NFL analyst Greg Jennings. Welcome, Greg. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
First, Shannon, does Sherman have a point?
Yeah, I mean, everybody knew that Pete Carroll had great success in college, and he brought the style with him to Seattle. Pete's a rah-rah guy. Pete's liable to put shoulder pads on and pads, and on special teams, he'll run down there with the team. We know Pete Carroll is rah-rah, but that rah-rah won your Super Bowl. That rah-rah got you to another Super Bowl. This comes off as being sour grapes, Skip. We know how this works. This is how it works. The way the NFL is set up now, you identify a quarterback, you get him on a rookie contract, and you can build around him. So you win as much as you can, as long as you can. And then they're going to have to start breaking this up. What happened with Pete? Pete just coming out of college, you look at his draft. Russell Okung in 210, and then he also gets Earl Thomas. And then you get Richard Sherman, and then you get Bobby Wagner, you get KJ Wright, you get a Malcolm Smith, you get a Cam Chancellor, you build, because like Jimmy Skip, you know this Jimmy Johnson, the Cowboys, he's coming from college, all those players that are good, he tried to recruit them, he got an opportunity to see them up close and personal, so Jimmy was just knocking it out the park, bang, bang, bang. Same thing with Pete. But this comes off as sour grapes because you're no longer there. You understand, Rich, I believe they tried to trade you, Richard, when you were 1,000% healthy. They were trying to move on. Did you actually think they were going to let you have $11 million coming off an Achilles injury? No chance was that going to happen. But the days of the 70 Steelers, Skip, that's over. When Jack Lambert and Mel Blount and Joe Green and all these guys, they stayed for one team. They couldn't leave. Now players like, okay, I've won. I'm going to get this big payday. Well, you're paying Russell Wilson $19 million. You got Richard, and they paid him as long as they could, Skip. Think about it. They kept this team together as long as they possibly could.
I agree.
Now it's over.
Yeah.
But, Skip, they never did. Talking about these stories in college, they never got over 49. They were never going to 49. They should have started dismantling by then because they never forgave Pete Carroll for that moment. That's what this is about. Yeah, Super Bowl 49. Yeah. But this just comes off as sour grapes. You're on another team. You've moved on. Let it go, Rich. Let it go.
I laugh because I've been where Richard Sherman is. I've had that moment where I'm out and then I'm picked up and then I feel like he feels. And he has a point. He does have a point about Pete Carroll and his style. But to your point, it does work, and it has worked, and it's been proven to work. But this is no different anywhere else in the NFL. This is no different anywhere else in the National Football League. You said it. You get your quarterback, you build around them, you build with youth, and you sprinkle veteran guys around them. You try to win when you can, and once their salary becomes too much and an injury may happen, then it's time to move on. And with Richard Sherman, like I understand because I've been there. When you have invested so much of your blood, sweat, tears, your Achilles, you've done everything. I mean, this is a guy who feels like they lost the Super Bowl because of their head coach.
Yeah.
Not because of their play,
right?
Because of their head coach.
Yep.
So of course he's going to feel like this. Of course, when you're the one that's on the outs, you're going to look back and now have everything to say. You want to know how I know? Because I did the same thing. And I'm not saying that what Richard Sherman is saying has no truth, has no merit, because he was inside that locker room. He knows and will be able to convey a lot of the feelings that a lot of other guys may share but aren't willing to say. But now that he's on the outs, he's going to let those feelings be known. And so with Richard Sherman, what he has to understand, and what I know he understands it, but right now he won't be willing to adhere to it, is that you're sour grapes, you're bitter right now because you did want to stay. Even though you had all these problems, even though you had all these issues with Pete Carroll, you still wanted to be in that Seattle Seahawks uniform. You still wanted to be within that organization, making plays, ending your career there. That's the loyalty mindset that so many players have, and it's unfortunate because it prohibits us from moving forward and making the best out of every other situation. So, I mean, he has some truth to his statement, and I understand there will be a lot more that Richard Sherman says, and I can't wait to hear it.
Okay, so reiterate, you won a Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers, obviously in Green Bay. Then you didn't win for a while. You did fine, but you didn't win another championship. And then you go to Minnesota, and what were your first emotions? My
first emotions were Aaron didn't really
go to bat for
me.
Okay.
He didn't go to bat for
right.
me. And beyond even Aaron, I felt like I had done so much. And they talk about loyalty and family and all that, and it's like it sucks you all in the moment. And then the moment they have to release or remove family from the equation, they expect you to have forgotten about all of this that we've done together and to just move on. And you have to be able to do that because that's the business.
Any issues with Mike McCarthy as you left?
No issues with Mike McCarthy as I left. Right. I mean, I've said things about his play calling style when he gets the lead, but we said that when we were there.
Okay.
But it all comes out when you walk away and you're no longer in those halls, in that locker room, in those meeting rooms, and you're not making plays for that organization anymore. Your feelings and emotions are going to be vomited out.
Well, so that's a perfect verb to use. So, to me, Richard Sherman is going to miss playing for Pete Carroll because no coach in college or pro football gives his players as much leeway as Pete Carroll gives his players. That was at USC and at Seattle.
Great point.
It's his coaching style. I'm going to let you guys be you. I'm not going to ride herd over you. I'm not going to try to impose my will on you. You speak to the media. You speak out. You can speak against me, and I'm not going to call you in or reprimand you for that. Until Richard finally walked up to Pete Carroll during a game and said, you will not throw the football down there again at the goal line. Remember that? That was like the flashpoint. I think that was the turning point where Pete Carroll said, I have created a monster and he's devouring me, right? So after a while, you empower the players to a point where if you lose, they're going to turn on you because you've allowed that to happen.
Giving them that voice.
Yeah, like you talk about Jimmy Johnson. There is no way in those years I covered those Cowboy teams, anybody would dare cross Jimmy Johnson, especially during a game publicly, because their butt would be out the back door as fast as you could snap your finger.
I couldn't imagine somebody like, Mike, you will not call that play again.
You will not call that. What? Huh? Okay, but some of the responsibilities on Pete Carroll, because that's how he ran the ship. Yeah, it's okay. It's a great way to run it as long as you win. And as long as they just beat the stuffing out of Peyton and your Broncos, they were flying high, man.
That same college speech.
Yeah.
That same college anecdote.
Sounds good, doesn't it? Oh, it's funny.
And this is what makes the Patriots run so impressive.
Yep.
You look at what Seattle was able to do in a 4-year time span, and then you triple that with the New England Patriots. But let me tell you something, Rich. That college style, that rah-rah, those anecdotes, those speeches, those meetings, when you're done, it's going to have you on the Hall of Fame ballot. That's what that coaching style will have done for you.
That's true. That's why I say he's going to miss that because he's going to look back fondly on these. There's some great times.
Skip, they didn't re-sign me.
Denver didn't re-sign, yeah.
Skip, I was not upset. that they didn't re-sign me. That's not why I was disappointed with the Broncos. I was disappointed that they thought they could win games equally without me. You do realize I'm like a 4-time All-Pro in a 7-year span, 7 consecutive Pro Bowls, 3 1,000-yard seasons, and you're like, okay, we good. I said, okay. Well, hey, you know, hey, I do that, Bron. You know that, Bron. You know the Bron be doing that all the time. That skill.
He does that.
Oh, I said, okay. Oh, Shea got a little something up here for you.
Yep, he did.
Every player has an ego, and every player has pride about themselves and what they bring to an organization, to a team, to a side of the ball.
Right.
And just like you, when I left Green Bay, I felt like, and I didn't wish anything bad on the guys in that locker room.
No.
But I knew what I wanted to see was them struggle without me. Bottom line, you just do, because you feel like you need for people to see that you meant more than what they were willing to say you meant.
Oh.
And anytime you leave, your mentality is one of, I want to either get back at this team or you leave on good terms, but you still want to see that they miss you. Bottom line, I don't care who you are, you want to see that you are missed.
And Aaron Rodgers is going to play the rest of his career without winning another Super Bowl without that man.
You know,
how's that going to make Aaron Rodgers feel?
You said it.
There's a whole lot of petty going on right now.
O'Shea, you know me, Skip, second game of the season, catch the game-winning touchdown. That's O'Shea Sharp was sure that he could do a little something. And guess what happened?
in Baltimore.
You're
right?
Baltimore.
Yeah.
And guess what happened, Skip? Well, guess who we draw in the wild card game?
Who you draw?
The one Denver Broncos. And O'Shea caught over deflected pass.
Really?
Hit him with the deuces on 95.
Really?
Picking them up, put them down. Oof. Right up their sideline.
Deflected pass.
You weren't done with them, though.
No, I wasn't done. No, because I didn't have no problem. Baltimore secured me forever. I won a lot of champions. He got a cop. Oh, yeah. But when the Ravens say, hey, this is what we, So, hey, you should have signed that contract. Don't call me with this, because I ain't going
Get
nowhere.
that petty out your soul.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
No mercy.
Trae Young and the Sooners lost to Rhode Island in overtime in the first round of the tournament yesterday. Young scored 28 points, including the Sooners' last 11 in the second half to send the game into overtime. After the game, one NBA scout told Bleacher Report that he would not draft Young in the lottery. Shannon, how high would you take him?
I'll take him somewhere probably from, I would say, between 9, 16, Skip. See, everybody keeps saying Steph Curry, but they're not looking at Steph Curry as a freshman. They're not looking at Steph Curry as a sophomore. Steph Curry jumped into our conscious as a junior. As a junior, this guy is a true freshman. And you have the luxury of saying, well, Steph Curry is a 2-time MVP. But Steph's first 3-4 years, did you think he was going to be a 2-time MVP? For me, Skip, I think he has more upside than Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball can't get his shot off against anybody. He doesn't drive the ball like this kid. This kid's a better from the free throw line. Now, he's a more volume three-point shooter, so his average is not going to be like Lonzo. I think Lonzo shot like 194, and this kid shot like 340 or 330 something. So there's a vast difference in the amount of shots that they put up. But he led the nation as a true freshman in scoring and assists. So that lets you know he's more than just scoring the ball, or he's more than just assisting the ball. Now, is he going to average 28 and 8 in the NBA? No, probably not. But I do like I like his upside, Skip. I think he can make someone a very, very good player.
So you're saying he's going to be a better player than Lonzo Ball?
I think he has more potential than Lonzo Ball. Yes, that's what I'm saying.
So are you saying he'll be a better player than Lonzo Ball? Because I'm going to hold you to this. Okay.
His rookie year will be better than Lonzo Ball.
Will he be a better player in the NBA long-term than Lonzo Ball?
I says he has more potential.
I
he
say
might.
it's not even close. And I'm going to hold you to saying that, okay?
Yeah.
Trae Young is a short arm, 6 feet 2 inches tall, and willowy, like doesn't have much of a frame.
Give me 18.
We'll see about that. And Lonzo Ball is only 19, and he is
20.
20. I'm sorry, 20. You're right. He turned 20. Is a long 6'7" and a very disruptive defender. Trae Young plays no defense, and I'm not sure he's capable of playing any NBA defense. He's going to be a liability for somebody who says, I love him as our point guard, especially if we have a pretty good team around him, because he is a gifted passer. I don't think he's quite as gifted as Lonzo, but he really has the gift. He can see it.
He averaged more assists a game than Lonzo.
Okay, he
played
also-
with lesser tier players than Lonzo.
He also led the nation in turnovers because he got carried away with the hype machine, the college basketball hype machine in the first month of this season. And he's got ability, and he was hitting that 30-foot three-point. It's almost like a set shot, and he won't be able to get that off in the NBA. And once the game started getting tougher down the stretch, especially the last 11 games, those bombs didn't drop anymore. And it's a shot that no NBA coach is going to encourage because it's a low percentage shot. Steph Curry is the greatest shooter we have ever seen. This is not Steph Curry. And to be the explosive scorer in
Steph Curry NBA or Steph Curry college, his freshman and sophomore year?
Okay, well, not freshman, sophomore, but again, after his junior year, and I loved him as a sophomore, I said, that's the first pick in the draft. That's better than Blake Griffin, and I'm an Oklahoma fan, so I tried to like Blake Griffin, and I tried to like Trae Young, and I told you 6 weeks ago on this show, he's not all that. He can be a good point guard on a good team, more in the Rondo mold. I know Rondo can't score at all, but he's got that kind of Rondo, but he's Rondo's size.
Yeah.
But as far as being able to be an explosive scorer in the NBA, you have to have strength and you have to have athletic explosiveness, and I don't see it from him. There's no Allen Iverson going on
No,
here. There's no leaping ability. There's no at 6'2", and Allen was only, 6-ish?
Yes, but here's the thing, Skip. What point guard, I'm talking about elite point guard, plays defense besides Chris Paul? None of them play really all about defense.
You have to play some. He is a liability, and I've watched a bunch of his games this year, and I just close my eyes. He doesn't even try to cover anybody because he became the darling of all of college basketball, and it was fun to watch for a while until they went 2-9 in their last 11 games.
Yeah, they shouldn't have made the
Okay,
NCAA,
they
but that's
should
not
not
here nor
have
there,
made.
Skip. But if you look at him, I just think the way he can shoot the basketball, the way he passes the ball, lets you know he's not one-dimensional. I don't think he's going to score 28 points a game.
Nope.
But hell, nobody thought Steph Curry could average 30 points a game.
Nope.
The game is more open. Teams are not going to just, put 2-3 guys on him because he's going to go to a team that they're going to have other guys. Skip, he's really playing with, Lonzo Ball played with a guy that was the 14th or 18th pick overall. He also played with Holiday, who's probably going to be a first-round pick. So it wasn't like Lonzo wasn't playing without
he had some
talent.
ability, I agree.
The guys at Oklahoma, Skip, these guys can't
There's some talent there. There's more than people are giving it credit for. But the point is that he does. It's why LeBron blessed him from his camp, because he can pass the ball.
Can.
LeBron loves that.
Yeah.
And he has a pure shot. He can make. He's in what close to a 90% free throw shot.
Yeah.
And he made 2 big ones yesterday
Yeah.
in that game. That was big. But when it comes to making clutch 30-foot shots, he made some early, but then after a while, it just got to be laughable because he's just throwing up threes.
Right.
He made 1 yesterday, late in regulation, and then he missed 2 in overtime, and it's just like, you can't do that. That won't project. But the irony of this conversation is, for a while, people are making a case like he could be the first pick in the draft. But now you're in the right. I'm with you on the range here.
Yeah.
Because it's maybe late lottery at the end of the lottery, or maybe a little out of the lottery.
Skip, they got too many bigs that's coming out.
Yeah.
Bamba and Bagley Jr. and Porter and Ayton. Skip, they got 5 guys that's 6'10" to 7'1".
Yep.
He's not going over them. He was never going over those guys.
No. And he has no mid-range. He's not a jump shooter, like who can go get his shot from 15 feet. He just doesn't do that, but he can pass it, man.
But we're being unfair because Steph Curry made it okay to take bad shots. A lot of those shots that Steph takes, Skip, you don't advise nobody to take. He's pulling up from the check line.
But you know what? He shoots them with the ease of a free throw.
Yes.
They're like free throw, effortless. This kid has to muscle it up a little bit to get it there.
You remember I think it was like the Super Bowl and Super Bowl weekend, and they were playing, the Golden State Warriors were playing OKC. And OKC had them by one time. And Steph comes up and he pulls up from the timeline. I'm like, no. Good job, Steph. Good job, Steph. And that's what it is. He's turned bad shots.
Yeah.
You don't have, Skip.
Well, it's unfair. It's unfair.
Yeah,
Don't try to
stop
compare this
comparing
to
it.
that.
No.
No mercy.
Thanks for listening to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm Joy Taylor. We're back again tomorrow morning at 9:30 Eastern. We'll see you then.
Fox Sports 1 of 1.